Hello, my VSW members. How you all doing? Your boy VSW here, welcoming you all back to the VSW Nation. Now, you may be asking yourself, where have I been and what happened to my review of SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver? Well, I just decided to take some time off, especially hearing about stuff like the shooting in Madden tournament and uh, a kid, Jamel Miles, who committed suicide after going to school and the bullies bullied him for being gay. Now, granted, I don't get to decide whether people should be gay or not. I don't get to make that decision. But, and I'm not saying I support gayness or not. I'm not saying I'm not, and I'm not saying excuse me, and I'm not saying I am. But what I am saying is that whether you're gay, bisexual, or lesbian, you should not die for being who you are. Should you die for being a lesbian? No. Should you die for being gay? No. And should you die for being straight or bisexual? No. Long story short, no matter who you are, you should not die over it because that's stupid. That is really retarded. But rest in peace to Jamel Miles. Rest in peace to those who died in the Madden tournament. And I wish the others who are hurt a fast recovery. And it's just really crazy. Really crazy. But if it's because of that, I took some time off and decided not to make any more videos. But I'm back tonight. So before Raw, I'd like to give you my review of a very, 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 very successful event from Cody and the Young Bucks, All In. I saw that show and booyakah! It kicked all kinds of butt. That was an awesome event. I loved it. I loved every single match, every single part of it. I loved it. So thank you, Cody. Thank you, Young Bucks. I loved it. All In to change pro wrestling forever. This is why I am proud to be a pro wrestling fan. But no more said. Let's just get right on to the matches. First, the match that kicked off the show, the actual show, we had MJF going up against Matt Cross. The good here is that Matt Cross won, and it was a good match. The awesome is Matt Cross's shooting star press onto MJF. I couldn't really find any bad or ugly moments, so if you do have any bad or ugly moments of that match, let me know down in the comments below. But it was still a good match, so I give it a 6 out of 10. Next, we had Christopher Daniels, a member of SoCal Uncensored, taking on the star of the show Arrow, Stephen Amell. The good here is that Stephen Amell was great, and it was a fun to watch match. The bad is that Amell went for an elbow drop to Christopher Daniels through the table, but missed. And the ugly is Stephen Amell's coast to coast onto Christopher Daniels. Like Stephen Amell's coast to coast version of Shane McMahon's move. And who did it better, Stephen Amell or Shane McMahon? Let me know in the comments. But it was a good match. I give it a 7 out of 10. And we also saw Fat, the A word, Masa. And the next match after that, we had the four-way women's match between Chelsea Green, Britt Baker, Madison Rayne, and the current Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion, the undeniable Tessa Blanchard. The good here is that it was a fun match and Tessa Blanchard won, the champion. The ugly is Chelsea Green's knee to Tessa Blanchard from the corner. But it was still a pretty fun match. Not the best match, but it was still good. I give it a 6 out of 10. Next, we have Nick Aldis defending the NWA Championship against Cody, who in his entrance didn't come alone. He had Brandy, hardcore and ECW legend, former ECW champion Tommy Dreamer, WWE Hall of Famer DDP, bang, and some others. The cool moment is DDP hitting the diamond cutter. Love it when he does that. The good is that Cody won the NWA title. Now you may think to yourself that it is stupid for Cody to put himself over on his own event and win the title, but who cares? It was still a great match. The bad is that Brandy sacrificed herself to save Cody. Brave, but at the same time risky, because even though she is protecting her husband, she is putting herself at risk. So brave, but at the same time, not that smart. And the ugly is Cody's busted up face. But there was a very fun match, 8 out of 10. Next, we had Hangman Page going up against Joey Janela. The awesome moment is Hangman Page trying to take out Ford for always getting involved, but ended up getting his booty whooped because every time Hangman Page tried to hit Ford, she just successfully avoided it. I mean, wow! She was on fire. Wow. The ugly is Hangman Page's sick move to Joey from the ladder through the table. The good is that it was an awesome match and both men kicked out. The laugh out loud moment is Joey Ryan, and you pretty much should all know who that is, entrance after the match, and gave Adam Page the feeling of his stick. But that was really funny. But overall, again, that was an awesome match as well. So that match also gets an 8 out of 10. Next, we had Flip, 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 Flip Gordon, who won the Battle Royal on the pre-show on WGN America to face Jay Lethal or Black Machismo for the Ring of Honor World title. Because Jay Lethal didn't come out in his own entrance and music. No. He came out to the Macho Man Randy Savage's music and gear. Oh, yeah! Because he came out with Randy Savage's brother, paying homage to the late, great, legendary Macho Man Randy Savage. Dig it! So that's the cool moment. The good is that it was a fun match and Jay Lethal retained. The bad is Jay Lethal kept going for Brandy Rhodes. Like, I don't know why, because Jay Lethal, you are known as Black Machismo during your time with TNA, but you are not Randy Savage. You are not the Macho Man, and Brandy Rhodes is not Miss Elizabeth. So will you relax, Jay Lethal? Brandy Rhodes is Brandy Rhodes, not Miss Elizabeth. So will you relax? Yeah, that's the bad. He wasted his time going after Brandy like she was Miss Elizabeth. Although that was funny. That's the funny moment though. I'll give him that. That's the funny though. And Flip Gordon portrayed as Hulk Hogan. Like he did what Hulk Hogan would do. Like he'd get hit and he would just pump himself up and be like, you. So Jay Lethal tried to be like Randy Savage and Flip Gordon tried to be like Hulk Hogan. So funny match. And ugly as Jay Lethal's cutter onto Flip Gordon from the turnbuckle. And the second bad is that the biggest villain right now in Ring of Honor came out and attacked both men after the match, even though Obana came out and helped them out, and all three of them put him through a table. That was the good moment. Another good moment. Well, but overall, that was a good and funny match. 8 out of 10. I would love to see those two guys face off again. Even though on the next episode of Ring of Honor, Jay Lethal will defend the Ring of Honor World title against Jonathan Gresham in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Can't wait to see that. But until then, on to the next match where Penta El Zero, not Pentagon Jr., Penta El Zero went up against the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion in New Japan, Kenny Omega, the Cleaner. The good is that it was a phenomenal match and both men gave it their all. The ugly is Penta El Zero's package pile driver onto Kenny Omega on the apron. The bad was Don Callis was hurt after Y2J's attack. That's right. Y2J, the current IWGP Intercontinental Champion, Chris Jericho, attacked Kenny Omega dressed as Penta El Zero after the match. And I guess he was pretty much challenging Kenny Omega to a match on the Jericho Cruise, which I really wish I could go on, but unfortunately, I cannot. That really sucks because I really would have liked to go on the Jericho Cruise, but again, I can't. And it probably may only be a one-time thing. So probably after this year, Chris Jericho may never do it again. So that would suck because I love Chris Jericho. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time in the WWE. He is the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, where he loves to give everybody the gift of Jericho. Drink it in, man. But back to the match, it was really good. I give it an 8 out of 10. Next, we had Marty Scurll taking on Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker. Marty Scurll took out Kazuchika Okada with his own move, the Rainmaker. Stole Okada's finishing move. But still, the good is that it was an awesome match, and Okada hit the Rainmaker more than once. And the ugly is Okada's huge kick from the turnbuckle onto Scurll. But that was a good match, 7 out of 10. And before we get to the main event, talk about the match on the pre-show where Frankie Kazarian teamed up with Scorpio Sky to take on the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, the Briscoes. The good is that it was a really fun match. The bad, I don't quite remember because I don't really remember a lot. And I don't know much about the ugly, but the good is that it was a good match and SCU won. So that got a 6 out of 10. And the main event, Kota Ibushi teaming up with the Young Bucks and Rey Mysterio. No. Kota Ibushi teaming up with the Young Bucks to take on Rey Fenix, Bandido, and Rey Mysterio, geared up as Wolverine. That was pretty cool. The good is that it was a fun match, and I got to see Rey Mysterio hit the 619. Or did he? But still, it was cool to see Rey Mysterio compete. The ugly is Rey Fenix's sick bomb. But that was a good match. I give it a 7 out of 10. So, altogether, All In was a very, very fun event. It was really fun. It was really awesome. So I give it a 8 out of 10 and a 4 out of 5. The best match, that would be really hard to choose. The best match may probably have to be either Kenny Omega versus Penta El Zero, Marty Scurll versus Okada, or Nick Aldis versus Cody. So for now, I'm just going to say Nick Aldis versus Cody. In the worst match, I don't want to say worst match because they were all good. But I got to pick one. So worst match, SoCal Uncensored versus the Briscoes. Even though, again, that was a good match. But 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5, main event, all in, gets from me. I loved it. Cody, Young Bucks, great, great event, guys. Y'all did a great job. Thank you for all in. That was awesome. I was proud to be all in. And maybe tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever, I'll see if I can finally give you my review of WWE SummerSlam. But until then, I have to get ready for Monday Night Raw and catch up some more on Smosh. Take you, take y'all behinds out to watch Raw. Catch you all later. VSW out.